Hi, thanks for joining. This is Melanie Williams with Mel Stamps. I am going to, in this video, do the cards show you how to make the cards that were for my October club, the add-on kit. So with this kit, if you're part of my club, you would have received the Humble Home stamp set with all these cute little stamps, and then four kits that are pre-cut and have everything in that you need to make 4 cards with envelopes. So there's also a punch that goes with this that was that you could have purchased. That was kind of an add-on. You don't need it for the cards, but it's fun to have the whole set and the bundle for future projects that you're going to do. Okay, so if you're not a member of club and you want to join, you can go in the description of this video is the link to all the information about club and where you can join. So be sure and check that out. Okay, let's get stamping. First of all, we're going to do the first card. It's the thank you card, and I'm just going to show you that, and then we'll stamp it together. Okay, so everything you need came in the kit. And also in your first kit, you're going to get these rhinestone basic jewels. And it's just one little strip you're gonna use them for each card. Okay, so the stamp we're gonna use in the ink. The ink is Cherry Cobbler, so I'll get that out. And the stamp is right here, this heart one. So I'm going to stamp on both of the red hearts. And I cut these out with a different with the Adoring Heart dies. And they're really, really cute. They just happen to match up with this heart that goes in this stamp set. Matched it up really good. For the white one, I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp it in the center so that it's just not as dark. Okay. Next, we're going to take this white strip and stamp the greeting. It says, "For the sweet gift." So I'm going to stamp that right on here, like so. And then there's one other thing we're going to stamp on this card. Just got to get that stamp set. It's thank you. So I'm going to take this and stamp it full strength in the center of that heart. So it says thank you. Now we could leave it like that. What I did though with my Stampin' Blends is I colored that thank you in to make it pop a little more. So I used the dark Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Blends, and I just went through and colored all of the letters. Okay. And I won't do that all right now so that you don't have to wait for me to color them all. But once you color them all in, it just makes that word just pop, the thank you. So once we've got those done, that's all the stamping that happens on this card. We're just going to do some assembling. So I've cut this piece, Cherry Cobbler piece, a little bit bigger, a little wider than the front of the card. And I did that on purpose. I wanted it to hang over just a little bit. And here is a piece of the Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of different patterns for different occasions. And I just used this one. It's fireworks. And I'm just going to put that in the center of this. Then I can take this and center it on the front of this card. See how it just goes over the edge just a little bit. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal for that. You can use Stampin' Seal or Seal Plus, whatever your favorite adhesive is. And I'm just going to put that right down right here, just centered. So when it goes on the card front, it looks like that. Okay, there we've got that. Now, there's something we want to do before we put the card together. That's kind of crooked. Just going to move it down a little bit. Just looks a little bit crooked. There we go. I'm going to tie this beautiful ribbon. This is Cherry Cobbler, and it's got a gold trim. It's in the mini catalog, and I am in love with this ribbon. It's just the right width to do either a bow or a knot. And I'm just going to do a square knot, and it's going to go on the top of this card, like so. There we go. Then I can trim these ends, and that just really adds some sparkle and shine to the card. I wanted to do that before I stuck it on the card front. So this is just a regular half sheet of cardstock. It's the thick basic white, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's scored at 5 1/2. So I'm going to stick this down now. I'm going to do the adhesive around that ribbon so it will hold it in place. And put that on the front of the card. Go. Seriously, we are almost done. This is a really fun card to do. For this piece, I'm using a little bit of the liquid glue, the Tombow liquid glue, just because it's so skinny and I don't want the it to kind of hang over the edge, because the seal, the Stampin' seal, is just a little bit wider than this 1/4 inch strip. And I am just going to put this on the card front like so, and take this greeting that we've got. Just going to trim these ends. It's kind of slanted. Kind of looks like a banner, but not really. And then we have that. I'm just going to stick that on with the Stampin' seal right on top of that strip of cherry cobbler cardstock. Then I have my 3 hearts. Aren't they cute? So I'm going to put those 2 down and then pop this one up. Put these 2 down with the Stampin' seal. And then once we pop that up, I won't do it now because I haven't finished coloring that in. Pop that up. Then we have our card. That was really quick and easy, and then you can just add the rhinestone jewels where you want, and the finished card turns out like this. And in these cards, I did not stamp envelopes. You can if you would like, of course. Envelopes are always fun to have and have them match your cards. So there we go. We've got 1 card down, 3 to go. Okay, card number 2. Let me close that ink pad. Card number 2, we're using the home, and it's already been punched and everything. It says welcome home. Okay, let's get that kit out. Everything we need is in here. Now I've done some of this ahead of time so that it wouldn't take a lot of time to do it. I pre-did this house, but you've got the house that's punched, and you'll just line the roof up and the house, and it's pretty easy because you can see through them. You can kind of see through where to stamp. But I've done that because putting this together takes some time. I took and stamped this stamp, which is the door and the windows. I stamped it in the Misty Moonlight and also in the crushed curry. So when you stamp this, it stamps the door and the windows. So you want the windows to be yellow, as if there's, you know, Christmas going on inside or whatever. Actually, it's not Christmas, it's a fall card, so Thanksgiving, we'll say that. And then you're going to clean this and stamp it in the Misty Moonlight, and then just take your snips and cut the door and the windows out. So you'll have a blue door and yellow windows. Then I just took the liquid glue and glued them on the front of the house. Isn't that fun? So you've got this roof that comes with it, and then this. They're pretty easy to line up. I just wanted to have the door and window glued on because that is quite time consuming. Then we're going to take and do the rest of our card. We've got our envelope. We've got Petal Pink cardstock, and it is basically the same as the other one was. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and then scored up 5 1/2. I'm just going to get my bone folder, crease that a little more, and we're just going to have a fun opening this way. Okay, so here we've got a piece of Cajun Craze, and then this is our designer series paper, and this is from it's an autumn one, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's got some really cute patterns in there. And on the other side, I kind of hate to put the adhesive on the cute little animals, but we want the side with the trees. So I'm going to stick that down on here. I'm just going to center it on one side, and then I'm leaving more on the other side because I'm going to do a bow, and when I put this on, it's going to hang over the edge. So we're going to do our bow again. It's not really a bow, it's just a square knot. And we're just going to go right over left, like that, and then left over right. So there's the left over right. And then, there we go. There's a cute knot. I'm going to put that right at the top of the page, of the card front, I mean. And then snip these ends. Very pretty. Then, after we've done that, we can add this to our card front. I'm going to put the adhesive on around the ribbon to kind of hold it down. Whoops, this isn't wanting to work. There we go. And then we're going to put this on the card. This is actually centered on the card. Okay. We have this piece right here. It's just another little strip, a banner piece. I'm going to stamp Welcome Home on this, and it's two different stamps. There's Welcome and there's Home. So I can get close enough to do this, kind of near the edge, but I'm going to cut this diagonally, so we want to leave a little bit of room on that side. I'm going to stamp Welcome and then Home in the Misty Moonlight. So then we have our greeting. We want to let that dry a second because this blue ink's pretty inky. Pretty inky. Okay, so we'll let that dry a second. We're going to put the house on. Where's my little, there it is. I have a little heart. Now when you punch the house, it'll give you a little heart too. And I just went through and punched some of the Petal Pink hearts to go with this. And I'm going to put that on the house with a little mini Stampin' Dimensional. See, there's a few left on this sheet. Don't waste any. And it fits right in the center of that heart. You don't want any of it hanging off the edge. And then we take that off. We're just going to put it in the center of the kind of the roof of the house. See how cute that is? It kind of completes that. Now that this is dry, we can use it. I'm going to put the, I'm going to see if I use dimensionals on this. It's nice to know how I did it. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, and it's just going to go and cover up that ribbon a little bit. So I'm going to scoot that over just a tad. There we go. Put it on with dimensionals, like 3, 2, 3. I love dimensionals. They give it a good look to the card. It gives it dimension, like it's magic. There we go. I'm also going to put this on with dimensionals so that the house pops up a little bit. Probably use 3 on here again. Take the back off. Stick that one on. There we go. Now we can take this welcome home piece and we're going to slide it underneath the house. So we're just going to trim off a little bit of this edge. See how that goes? And we're just going to stick it on with just a little bit of the adhesive, but put it on the back of the house so it's all popped up, and then we can stick this on underneath also with a dimensional to kind of hold it down. There we go. Welcome home. And then you can add your rhinestone jewels as you want. Then you have, there's our second card. And here's it is with the jewels on. I put one on the heart and then a couple here. Okay, let's move along. Now the third card is a Christmas card. This is in the mini catalog. It does show some Christmas cards made with this, but I wanted to show that it doesn't have to be a Christmas stamp set. That's why I've done these others, and not all of the greetings are Christmassy. So I'm kind of making a mess here. I'll clean up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we've got a Christmas card yet next, and it is this one. It's very, very simple. Here's our kit. We're just using one color of ink on here. It's going to be a different way to start this off though. Remember how we have these gems, these jewels? See, there are these clear jewels. Well, I have taken the Real Red Dark Stampin' Blend. And you can use the Cherry Cobbler too if you want, but the Real Red, it just matched the paper a little more. I'm going to do 3 of the smaller ones. They have small, medium, and large. And I'm going to take this and color these gems. So instead of them being the rhinestone gems that are the clear, they are going to be red. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to let that dry. Just set that aside to dry. And you can do this with a lot of embellishments with the alcohol markers. They're very fun to use. You can have any color jewel for your projects. Okay, so the stamping on this is just Merry Christmas, and then there's this cute little wreath right here. Love it. So what I'm going to stamp is just the Merry Christmas. I'm using the garden green, and I'm going to put it kind of over on this side, and then I can stamp in garden green. Oh dear. Now this one I really can turn over. I don't know what's the matter with me today. Still didn't get it. Okay, well, anyway, once it's stamped, it's going to look like that. Okay, but I want to show you how I colored it. So pretend this is stamped nicely. I'm going to color with light granny apple green. I'm going to color this. I'm going to use the other end, the bullet end. I'm going to color the wreath. And that's just a lighter color than the outside one that we used. It might not even be noticeable that it's a little messed up. Might still be okay. Anyway, you do have the 2 sides, and it's very rare that you would not stamp it well on both sides. Trust me in a video to do that. So here we go. Yeah, that's where it kind of shows, but I'm coloring the so that I used the dark Real Red for that. So we use this to color the gems and the ribbon. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. This was fun. This is a fun card. This paper is from the Take a Bow designer series paper, and I've just cut 3 strips, and this is 3 3/4, this is 4 3/4, and then this is 4 1/2 by 1. So we're just going to glue these on, and you could use either side. It's double-sided paper. You could use whatever side you wanted. I liked the stripe and the green look to it. So that's what I decided to do. And I'm just going to put it on with my Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to put the two ends first, and there it's about 1/8 of an inch left to the side and the top and bottom. Put that one in. And then this, and you want your stripes to kind of go the right way too. You want them to be continuous that way. And then I'm going to do the center strip. And this is where I can, if I've done them crooked or anything, I can make up for it there. And if there's a little space, it's okay. So then we've got our 3 strips on. And then this beautiful ribbon, it's the sheer white and silver ribbon. This is going to go around, and I'm going to tie a big bow like this. We all have our ways of tying bows. Sometimes they turn out for me and sometimes they don't. I am not a bow expert. Sometimes it takes me more than once to get a good one. And with this one, you don't want it to be straight. You want it to slant. So let's see if I can get that to kind of do what I want it to do. Yeah, pretty much did. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Trim the ends. Now we have that beautiful bow. And we're going to take this piece. Let's see. We're going to take the red piece. This is cut the same size, but I'm going to put it on this soft seafoam card base, which is just another half sheet. It's just 8.5 by 5.5 and then scored up 4 1/4. I'm going to put this red piece down. It's the real red cardstock. I'm going to put it on a slant like that. Then when I put this piece down, and you want to put that around. It's hard to get it to go on with that big bow on that side. But you want to get the adhesive around the ribbon to kind of hold it in place. And then you're going to put this so it's just centered on the card front. So you have that real red just kind of peeking out. So cute. Then I'm going to put my tag on. Now the tag's going to hang over the edge. I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals for this too, and I'm just going to put some on each of the banner ends. Almost running out. Need to order some more. And then I want some to go on the top and the bottom so that it will stick to the card with the ribbon in between. I'll probably end up making another tag because this one, I don't know, it doesn't look too bad, but I just didn't stamp it straight. Usually a pretty good stamper, but when I'm on camera, yeah. So then that holds that with the bow. So isn't that pretty? Then we can take our colored gems, get my take your pick tool, and just lift them and put them on where we want them to go. You see that? Just going to lift them up, put them on the tag. Not pretty with the red gems? I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so we are done with card number 3. Yay! One more card. This is a monochromatic card. That means it's just got the one color and then the, like one color basically, and then a white or a cream, you know, your base color. So in this card, we are using the Misty Moonlight ink pad again. Don't lose your little heart. There's another little heart there. And in this one, we just have a piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 as the base, because this part is going to open and shut. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this on each side of the piece of white, the large piece of white. I'm going to do that with my Stampin' Seal. Put one on each side, and just like with the last card, it's just going to be about 1/8 of an inch around the top and the bottom and the side. You're just going to leave that kind of that border there. I'm going to do one on each side. This is the iconic celebration paper also. Lots of different patterns. I love this snowflake one. And that's the start of the card. And then we've got this piece right here that I don't know if you can see this, but it has been embossed with the falling snow embossing folder, I think is what it's called. And I'm going to just take that and glue it to the front of this piece. Now this little card is, let me measure here, it's 3 1/4. So this is 3 1/4, and then it's by 8, and then scored at 4. So you do 8 this way, 3 1/4, and then score it at 4, and it's going to make a really cute card opening for this card base. You know what? We've got to put this on too. So I want to do this before doing anything else. I think in the instructions it would say to put this on before gluing that piece down, but it's okay, either look that you want. Sometimes it's better to have the ribbon not showing from the inside, but this time we're going to have it showing. And we're going to do a little bow. Like I say, my bows aren't perfect, but usually I can get them looking okay. This is this twine pack is in it's a baker's twine, and it's, or thread I think it's called, and it's in the mini catalog, and it comes in 3 different colors. And I am just using the blue. It's kind of a night of navy blue. Then I can put that on there. I want it to go all the way over to the edge. And don't worry about that not being on really tight, because we're going to put a little house over it. So I'm going to put this on the front. So we have the ribbon. See how that's going to show on the inside. If we would have put it just around the white, it wouldn't show. But hey, we didn't. It's okay. I'm going to get the Misty Moonlight ink, and I punched this little home out with the punch, and also got the heart. And this is actually boho blue, so it's kind of a lighter shade, and I did that so that when we stamp the house is going to show up. And this is a cute house in the stamp set. It kind of looks like a gingerbread house, and we're just going to line this up. Hopefully I can do this without getting my head in. Oops, let's turn this over so it's right, without getting my head in the video. Sometimes I get my head in the video when I'm trying to line these up. But there we go. So we have that cute little gingerbread house that we can just put on our card right there. So the next thing we're going to stamp is the greeting, and it says from our house to yours. See how that's going to stamp. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp that in the middle of this circle that is pre-cut. You know, if you don't have the stylish shape dies, you're going to want to buy them. They are so cool. That's where I got this tag and this circle, both from that set. They're so cute. Then I'm just going to use my little glue, just a little dot, and put this on the side of the circle. So we're ready to put these on. Put the lid back on my glue. And then I'm going to grab some more dimensionals. Put this little heart, put this little house on like that. Let's put it down a little farther. Just want some space in between that and the greeting. There we go. And then we're going to take dimensionals again. Look, I'm running out of these dimensionals too. Need to put an order in for my dimensionals. And I'm putting this up here. Oh, how cute. And then this is where you can put your grading. You could put a piece of white in here too to write on. I didn't do that, but you could do one. Be the same size as this, which is 3 3/4 by 3. Okay, then you can just add your jewels to it. I'm going to put them on. I'm going to use my take your pick tool. I'm going to put a larger one down here. The very largest one, I think I'm going to put on the front of the house, just in that decoration to kind of make those swirly lines stand out a little bit. And then here we go. And here we go. There, what do you think? I think it's adorable. So we're done with the cards. So let me show you all of them. There's 2. This one. And this one. So here's all the cards. So this is the add-on class for Mail Stamps October Stamp Club. So all the information is in the description of the video. And I hope you had fun stamping. Thanks for joining. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.